Have the Mythic Crystal gains been removed from players' accounts? Well, it seems that may not be the case, which does cause a bit of an issue. But as well, hotfix is out and arena compensation is on the way. But is it enough? We look at what Kabam are giving you for free, and yes, see whether it's enough. Kabam Miike to Powerbomb Seatin Man of Legends at the Battlerealm Brawl in October? Surely not. Well, maybe so. And so much more! Yes indeed, revelations will be revealed when it comes to this wrestling move performed on content creator by a Kabam member of staff. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and support the channel. Hit the like button, that would be very helpful as well. Now we begin the show with a little bit of slight unverified, but this is key information. This is from one of my many sources that says that the players that picked up the benefits, the gains from the 1,250 Mythic Crystals, are still having their champions in their roster and therefore can gain any kind of advantage if they choose to use them in any type of piece of content. Now this is important to note, as I said, it's unverified, but my sources do indicate that the particular players, at least one of them, has been, still active. Of course they're not getting banned. If you've seen the content over the last few days, Kabam and Miike has said that people aren't going to get banned. But one of the main things that's quite interesting about this is that people are still able to keep their champions at the moment. They haven't been removed, and obviously if they haven't been removed, they can be used for gain in certain places. Like they could be able to do, I don't know, a little bit of the Shooting Star quest, or if they had access to it, of course if they had access to it. But then there's other gains in other areas that could be theoretically made. Whether or not there could be gains in things like Battlegrounds, we just don't know at this stage. But that's something that's interesting. Have Kabam dealt with this? Be interesting to follow up and find out if Kabam have actually done that, remove these champions and gains from the particular lower end accounts that got the advantage. Okay, now we move on to a bug fix. There is currently a hot fix that's gone out. Go and check your devices. Should have already gone out. You should have already grabbed it. Do bear in mind, I do record these MCNs a day earlier, so that's just to kind of point out that you might be going, well, I already updated it. Well, yeah, make sure you update it if you haven't already. It should help out the arena-based issue. And that's good because Kabam did announce that. They did a green masthead at the top saying that it's resolved, which is very important. It's been resolved, the hotfix, and yes, compensation is going to happen. Kabam Miike says the following. Yesterday we released version 40.1.1, a hotfix that addresses this arena issue. If you have not downloaded that hotfix yet, we suggest doing so as soon as possible, and it should resolve your arena issues. And I said arena issues. Now that the issue is resolved, we can look at compensating for the lost time and resources. The following packages will only be going out to summoners that played in the arenas and were affected by these issues between July 10th and July 17th, 2023. Well, that's an issue, isn't it? You've got to go back and double check. You even did a little bit of arena. I'm now thinking to myself, did I do that? So Monday of last week, I think I did a little bit of arena. I must have done a little bit of arena for something like arena wins. I'm getting worried now about that. But in any case, you will get 200 units, 50,000 battle chips, and 250 gold. Now I'm just trying to think to myself, what was that equivalent to? I don't know if it 100% compensates for loss and frustration, because I'm sure people would have grinded that arena out extensively, or in any case, regardless. Sorry, the word is regardless. And the equivalent to that is probably doing, well, basic arena up until milestone 12 and featured arena up until milestone 12, and then basic arena up until about, I don't know, what's that, 35 extra units. So that's 20, probably milestone 4 then. So yeah, milestone 4 and the full featured. So some would say that's not too bad, others would say that's all kind of bad. But the battle chips could lead to something else. Could it be a case that with those 50,000 battle chips, that you're able to get 2,000 arena crystals, and as a result pick up some more, maybe an extra 100 units, maybe, possibly, don't know, more than likely not with RNG. So that could put it up to a nice 300. But for some of the sigils, so sigil subscribers will also receive an extension of their sigil subscription that will account for each day the bug was live before the fix went out, plus 3 extra days. That's 8 days plus 3 of a total of 11 days. Spending compensation. We'll work to get this out as soon as possible. But with other things happening right now, it may not happen until the beginning of August. That takes a little while, man. That's not great. We apologize for any inconvenience, of course. Saw one comment. First of all, the compensation is a joke. 200 units for a week of this bug. Should have been 500 to 800 units. Ooh. I mean, I love 500 units. That would be nice. I'm surprised Kabam did units. I am really, because I did say Kabam won't do units, right? I'm wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong in this particular scenario. But there we go. I think obviously this player is saying that it's a joke, and if you're afraid to give out this much to small accounts, could have been done based on progression level. I don't think Kabam would do that because it would be access to all arenas as opposed to, like, you know, specific layers, specific scenarios of it. Obviously somebody's asking about the sigil aspect to it, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about that compensation. Put it in the comment section. How do you feel about that level of compensation? Is it good? Is it not so good? Do you feel compensated? I must admit, because I've been doing, any time I've had for arena, I've just done it to Battlegrounds because it's been more important to do. So I haven't been doing it. I do need to do it, but I'm happy to get it because I didn't do quite as much. Of course, if you did a lot of arena and felt affected by this bug, you may have a difference of opinion. So put it in the comment section. Do you feel compensated by it or not? Now we move on to a little bit of a fun story. Following on from the, not issues, but the, I'd say comments on the fact of country eligibility for the Battlerealm Brawl. We had this really kind of like interesting turn of events. So Kabam Myike on the 17th of July says, I understand that the list of countries that can take part is not huge, but this is our first year running the tournament like this. It might seem similar to other years, but it's very different. We want to be able to include as many countries as possible, but that's a lot easier said than done. We hope that we can expand this list in future. However, this is not the place nor the right I am the right person to discuss anything to do with the legal requirements for each country in the world. I mean, that's obviously a first one. I'm glad that India has been added on it. There's a lot of people that play the game in India, obviously based on the viewership that I've seen with my stats and my demographics. So it's great to know that that's been expanded to India, which, as I said, is a very kind of like a large player of the game. But obviously Kabam being asked questions on situations. But in any case, yeah, some countries aren't allowed. Other people have to pass. That's the other thing, like pass the eligibility. So additionally, I want to remind everybody on this line in our eligibility requirements, pass Kabam and our partners brand checks. This means that players that have historically exhibited behavior that does not align with our or Marvel's brand guidelines, including the use of discriminatory, sexist, homophobic language or making threats against Kabam employees or other players, will automatically disqualify you from competition, even if you are from an eligible region and placed in the top 8. Oh dear, that's funny, that, because that's like I was thinking that I could find a few other players that are kind of like very good players of the game. But it's like, after reading that, it's like, nah, you won't pass the brand guidelines on stuff. I gotta be honest, it's kind of weird being. I don't think I have. I don't think I've made any kind of like threats against Kabam employees. But it's sometimes I kind of think like, why am I still allowed in the CCP after? And why is Seatin allowed in the CCP after like what happened in 2016 with the boycott? Like, that's pretty big. Like me and Seatin were on I think even Captain Bay were on a major gaming like news site about like how our experience with it. It was kind of a nuts time with it. It really is. Oh, so funny how time goes on and things that you do. It's probably one of the reasons I don't think I'll ever be invited to do like any kind of commentary. I'd love to do like commentary of stuff going on in the game, or kind of like do some stuff. I just don't think I think I wouldn't pass the brand guideline things. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I saw this funny thing. I wanted to share this because it is the reason one of the stories is quite funny. Where is it? Tie Edge. There it is. In answer to like eligibility, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, and I'm not wishing any actual harm or on you or anyone, but it would be absolutely highlight of this event if a YouTuber could try to hit you with a chair and a brief professional wrestling match could ensue. Maybe Seatin would let you do an elbow drop, or you could suplex Brian Grant. Oh, and Brian Grant as well. I'll let your handle arrangements and choreography amongst yourselves. It's real to me. I'd love to do that. I'd sign up for that. Dude, I honestly would love to do it. I'd love the response from Kabam Myike, who says, Seatin, can I powerbomb you through a table? Oh, I'd take a powerbomb. I'd take a powerbomb through the table. I'm quite a robust person, but I'm sure like M would be. You took a powerbomb through a table. It was a stunt table. There was a crash mat. There probably won't be a crash mat for me. And health and safety would probably be a thing. It's like. Yeah, that honestly that made me laugh when I read that. Right, now I'm really happy Kabam are doing nice little Instagram little pop-ups and stories to kind of showcase what arenas are coming next, which is a great help. I hope they continue this on. As said, Miss Kabam Zibbit, who used to post these, but you know, things and times have moved on. So I'm glad that I think marketing department must be handling this or something. But yeah, we've got upcoming arenas for Silk and Baron Zemo in Basic. Should be a spicy little arena. So predictions wise, as you can see on screen, I'm going with a 125 mil for 6-star Silk. If you've seen the recent Lady Deathstrike arena, you'll know why that is the prediction. 30 mil for the 5-star version, could be 25 to 30, hard to say. We don't really know about the effectiveness of Kabam's banning system and the current situation with arena. So again, we don't know, are there going to be any kind of like cheaters within it? So you have to be careful. Baron Zemo was a 6-star because the champion has been like nerfed to a degree with the root situation. I could see a low cutoff for that champion, but as well, people might grind for 25 mil, maybe upwards, maybe around there. I kind of go with the 5-star version. I'll go with 13 mil, but it could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more. Again, it depends on this route situation. Because there's no rank down tickets, people may have to make a decision. Do they actually want it? Is it collectible kind of champion now? Are you going to use it in gameplay? You have to make that decision. And in case that has been the MCN for Wednesday. Got a really cool vid coming out later on about objectives for week 2, as well as plenty of other content. So keep locked to the channel for more. Check out some other content located on screen, and make sure to grind Battlegrounds. You've got 1 week left, you lovely people. So get grinding now.